We are again back with our factorization topic. So in our last class we had talked about rule number 1. If you have remember, that rule is taking out common. Okay, we had done some questions on this rule. Now in this class we will take up the rule number 2, which is grouping of terms. In such methods, generally the questions are of even terms. Okay, the number of terms in an expressions are even. So in these questions we take up some terms together in a group and take out some common out of those groups, such that we will be left with some common factors. So that we will discuss within examples. Okay, so here I would take an example for all of you to understand this method. The first question would be AB plus BC plus AX plus CX. As you can see, there are 4 terms in this expression. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we take these 2 terms together and these 2 terms together, what we see here in the first 2 terms, what is common in these 2 terms is B. If we take out B as common, we would be left with A plus C in the bracket, and from the second group we have X as common. So if we take out X as common, we are left with A plus C. Now what I have told you in this method, that first we make group of two terms together, such that if we take any common element from these terms, we are left with some common factors. Okay, again in the second line, if we take out this A plus C, which is a common factor in these 2 terms, the second bracket we will get would be B plus X. So this is the solution of our given question. So this is the method how we solve factorization questions while using the grouping method. Okay, so for you I will take another example. AB square minus A minus 1 into B minus 1. Suppose this is a question. First of all, we will open up all the brackets in this given question. Okay, so A minus 1, we have B outside this bracket, so B will be multiplied with both the elements inside the bracket. So if we open up the bracket, we will get minus AB, and because there is a minus before the bracket, this will change the sign of all the elements inside the bracket. So this A will become negative A, and when we multiply A with B, we will get minus AB. This negative 1 will convert to positive 1, and when we multiply this positive 1 with B, we will get B here. So again we get 4 terms in this equation. Suppose we group these 2 and these 2 together. In the first 2 terms, we have AB as common, and after taking this AB as common, we are left with B minus 1 in the bracket. What about these 2 terms? What do you see as a common in these 2 terms? We have 1 common in these 2 terms, because if we multiply 1 with B, the outcome will be B. If we multiply 1 with 1, then outcome will be 1. So 1 is common in these 2 terms. So if I take 1 as common, we are left with B minus 1 in the bracket. Again we get B minus 1 as a common factor in both the terms. So we take B minus 1 as common, and we were left with AB plus 1 in the next bracket. So this is the solution of our given question. Okay, so this is the method we use in the rule grouping. Now the third rule is a rule of trinomial equations. Trinomial, as the name suggests, it has three terms. Okay, and these three terms are of the form ax square plus bx plus c. Here the highest power of the unknown variable would be 2. So in a given question, if we are having any equation, suppose an equation is written like this, to solve this equation with rule 3, we have to arrange this equation in the descending order of the power of unknown variable. That means we have to put the highest power first, then we have to take the next lowest power, which is 5x, and then we have to take the constant term. So this equation will be converted in the form of ax square plus bx plus c, and then we have to solve this equation, then we get the factors of this given equation. So for these type of questions where you have trinomial type of equations given, first of all you have to compare the given equation with this standard form, which is ax square plus bx plus c. From here you will get the value of ABC. If I compare this ax square term with this x square, what is the variable, what is the value of x square? Value of a is 1. If I compare this bx with minus 5x, what is the value of b here? B would be minus 5. And if I compare this c with the given equation, the c would be minus 6. So first of all, in the given equation, we have to convert the equation in the form of ax square bx plus c, and then we have to compare the variables of coefficients of the given unknown variable. So here x square is an unknown variable and the coefficient of x square is a, and in the given question the coefficient of x square is 1. So this a would be equal to 1. If I see the coefficient of x here in the standard form, that is b, so b would be equal to the coefficient of x in the given question, that is minus 5. Similarly, if I compare the constant value in the standard form, which is c, with the constant value of the given question, then c would be equal to minus 6. Okay. Now see, in this method what we do is, first of all we will multiply the value of a with c. So what we will get here in our given question, that is 1 into 6. Okay, we will not incorporate sign here. Okay, we just take the values. So a into c would be 1 into 6, that is 6. Now we have to split this 6 into two such parts so that we will get value of the middle term 5 after subtracting or after getting the difference of these two numbers. So if I take 6 and 1, the multiplication will give us the value of c, which is 6, and the difference will give the value of middle term. Okay, understood? What we have taken, just see, we had multiplied the value of a, we have multiplied the value of a with the value of c, which will come out to be 6, and we had break down this c into two terms, two values, where the difference should be whatever sign is written here. We have to incorporate this number, this sign. We have to get the two values such that the difference of these two numbers would come out to be equal to the middle term, which is 5. So here the two numbers after splitting 6 would be 6 and 1, so that when we take the difference of 6 and 1, it will come out to be 5, which is our middle term. Okay. So now see, x square minus 5x minus 6. This is the question. So how we write this 5x here? We will write it in the terms of the splitting of the a and to c value, which is 6x minus x. If we can see, the value of 6n minus x will be equal to this middle term, which is 5x. So there is no change in the given question. We had just transformed the form which is written as a 5x into 6 as 6x into minus x. Now we open up the bracket. Now we have to use the rule number 2, which is grouping. In the first group, if I take x as common, then I will left with x minus 6. In the second group, I don't have any common factor except 1. So I will take 1 as common, then I will get x minus 6. What you can see, you have some common factor in both the terms. Again, you have to take common factor as common, then you would be left with x plus 1. So this is the solution of our given question. So this is our rule number 3. We will take one more example for your better understanding. Suppose there is a question 3x square minus 11x minus 4. What I have told you, first you have to compare this equation with ax square plus bx plus c. Value of a would be 3, b would be minus 11 and c would be minus 4. Not, we don't incorporate this sign, c is 4. Now first rule is to multiply the value of a and c. 3 into 4 will come out to be 12. And we have to split this 12 into 2 such parts. The difference of those parts would come out to be 11. So it's very easy. We can split in 12 and 1, because if we take the difference of 12 and 1, the answer would be 11, which is a middle term. So we can write this equation after splitting as 12x minus x minus 4. Understood? This value is equal to 11x only. Just we had changed the face of this question. In place of 11x, we had placed 12x minus x. Now we open up the bracket, and when we make two groups, in the first group we have 3x as common. In the second group we have only 1 common. Again we got a common factor, because in the rule 2 I have told you that while doing the grouping method, you must group the elements in such a way that you get a common factor. And lastly, we have to take out this common factor as common, so whatever left will be coming in the second bracket. So this is the solution of the given equation. Okay, I hope you have understood both the rules, and I would love to say that you all have to practice these questions again and again from your textbooks. In the next class, I would come with some harder version of these questions. So till then, you have to practice these type of questions from your textbooks. And if you have any doubts, you can come over to me over my YouTube channel or on Facebook as well. You can comment over it. I will check all your doubts and revert you back. Okay, till then, practice these questions. Thank you so much.